The life and sad ending of Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley was born Priscilla Ann Presley on May 24, 1945, in Brooklyn, New York, U.S. Priscilla's biological father was U.S. Navy pilot James Wagner, son of Kathryn and Harold Wagner. On August 10, 1944, at the age of 23, he married Priscilla's mother. They had been dating for more than 3 years. He was killed in a plane crash while returning home on leave when Priscilla was 6 months old. In 1948, Ann Wagner had met a United States Air Force officer named Paul Beaulieu, from Quebec, Canada. The couple was married within a year and he took over raising Priscilla. She took his surname. And over the next few years, helped care for the growing family as his Air Force career moved them from Connecticut to New Mexico to Maine. She described herself during this period as a shy, pretty, little girl, unhappily accustomed to moving from base to base every 2 or 3 years. Priscilla later recalled how uneasy she felt having to move so often, never knowing if she could ever make friends for life, or if she would fit in with the people she'd meet at the next place. In 1956, the Beaulieus settled in Del Valle, Texas, but soon her stepfather was transferred to Wiesbaden, Germany. Priscilla was crushed by this news, as just after junior high, her fear of having to leave friends behind and make new ones was once again justified. Romantically, Presley has had a number of serious relationships since her divorce from Elvis. Immediately afterward, she lived with karate instructor Mike Stone, but the relationship dissolved by 1975. She then dated photographer Terry O'Neill, lawyer Robert Kardashian, hairdresser Ellie Ezerzer, and financier Kirk Kerkorian. Beginning in 1978, Presley had a 6-year intermittent live-in relationship with male model Michael Edwards, until he began developing feelings for the teenage Lisa Marie. Presley's longest relationship has been with Italian screenwriter-turned-computer programmer Marco Garibaldi, with whom she lived for 22 years. Their son, Navarone. In 2006, they ended their relationship. At the beginning of their romance, Presley ensured Garibaldi sign a promissory agreement that if they should break up, he would not write a book about her. Between 2006 and 2009, Presley dated British TV executive Nigel Lithgow. In the early 2010s, she was linked to restaurateur Richie Palmer, the ex-husband of Raquel Welch, as well as Australian entertainer Barry Crocker and disc jockey Toby Anstis. In 2017 it was reported by various news outlets that Presley was in a relationship with longtime friend, Welsh singer Tom Jones, who had become a widower the year before. Priscilla's career did not start immediately following her studies. Instead, she went into wedlock with the singing sensation Elvis Presley, who was popularly known as the King of Rock and Roll. It was following her divorce with Presley in 1973 that she eventually started her career as a proprietor of Biss & Beau, a clothing boutique, along with friend and stylist Olivia Biss. The store was a major hit and had high society clients including Cher, Lana Turner, Barbara Streisand, and Natalie Wood. The store, however, shut down in 1976. In 1988, she launched her own line of fragrance. She soon followed it up with her own range of linens. Meanwhile, she also produced a couple of films including Breakfast with Einstein and Finding Graceland. In 2000, she was appointed to the board of directors of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Priscilla, all through her life, had been interested in modeling and dancing, but Presley's aversion to his wife having a career in show business restrained her interest to being hobby alone. However, after his death, she pursued a career as an actor. Her first outing in front of the camera was for a 1980 television show, Those Amazing Animals. In it, she served as the co-host. Only 3 years later, she got her officially first acting assignment, for the Manhunter episode of the show, The Fall Guy, which was in its second season. In 1983, she starred in the television film, Love Is Forever, opposite Michael Landon. Her acting won her positive response from viewers and makers. Subsequently, she was seen as Jenna Wade in the primetime television soap opera, Dallas. She played the character for 5 long years until 1988. In 1988, she starred opposite Leslie Nielsen in the first film of the Naked Gun series, Naked Gun, from the Files of Police Squad. She was seen in the next 2 sequels of the series, including The Naked Gun, The Smell of Fear, and Naked Gun, The Final Insult. All the films were major blockbuster hits. The decade of 1990s saw her appear as a special guest for the television series, Melrose Place, Touched by an Angel, and Spin City. She was a contestant in the show, Dancing with the Stars. On Christmas 2012, she made her pantomime debut in the musical comedy, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She starred opposite Warwick Davis. She reprised her role 2 years later at Opera House in Manchester. Her life has been through a lot of stress. While we are still breathing, we will still have to go through difficulties and challenges. That does not mean unhappiness. We are living and receiving truly treasured life meanings, ladies and gentlemen.